going to solve problem number 1 of your density problems test. So, how do we start? We start with the question marker what? And that's what we're looking for. And so we look for the first noun, and that's going to be height. So H, and that's what we write down here. Right? And then what we have to do is find out what we're given. And the given is anything that has a number. So this has a number, and we look at the units, and the units are square meters, and it says here area. And so if you look down here at B, B has square meters, and therefore that must be the number that we're going to put there, right? And that's how you do. You match the units with the units. The next thing is 2 times 10 to the 6 or 6 billion kilograms. Okay, so we write that down. Okay, and then, and then the density is also given, so we write that down too. So now we're ready. We look for our equation. The equation here is given at density is equal to mass over volume. Okay, but that's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is height, and therefore we have to look at this second equation, and this second equation has volume is equal to base times height, and that's also given here, right? And so what we have to do is rearrange that, because what we're looking for is H. Look here, and so the H has to be on the left side. So rearranging, right? We have that, and now we're going to put that over here. That's how we start, because we know how we start, because it should say the required, which is height, is equal to, and then the formula is given up here. Okay, now looking at that, do we have the volume? No, we don't have the volume. So we have to solve for the volume using this first equation. And so what we have to do is rearrange the equation, because we don't want density, we want volume. And so we move the V here to the left side, and that means that we have to move the density to the other side. So we substitute values. Do we have the mass? Yes, we do here. 2 times 10 to the 16. So we substitute that value. We substitute the value for density, which is also given here. And then we cancel units. And then we divide. And we get the answer. And remember, the units that's left is this meter cube. And that's the same as what's on the left side. So that means this is already the correct answer. So we're going to continue, apply significant figures. Okay, now you should just apply the significant figures once. So it'll be when you get the height. Okay, this is an intermediate value. And so what we do is we get our equation over here, and we substitute the value for m, volume, because we have that. Right? Start with an equation. That's always the rule. You get 1 point for doing that. And all you have to do is copy the correct equation. The correct equation will give you what is required. Substitute the values. We have the volume, which we computed, and the base. The base is given here, and that's this part here in the bottom. So when we divide, first we have to cancel. There's m to the third on the top, m to the second on the bottom, and so that leaves us with okay, we have to cancel units. Okay, and then divide. Now that we have to divide, and then we have exactly what comes out of the calculator, and now we have to think of what is the number of significant figures. So here we have 3, here we have 1, and there we have 3, and so the least is 1. So our answer should have only one significant figure. And again, this is where you apply the significant figures, because if you try to apply it ahead of time, you will end up with rounding errors. And so it's a good idea to put your answer up here, and now you know that you're done the problem completely. I hope that helps.